I have such a treat for you today. If you have a kid who loves dinosaurs, stay tuned and watch this video. You're going to love what I just got. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler. Today we're going to be reviewing Campfire Curriculums Paleontology unit. If you are unfamiliar with Campfire, I have a couple of reviews on my channel. We have done their military unit, their Christmas unit, their veterinary unit, and the zoology unit. The zoology is our favorite. Now I have paleontology. I'm so excited. My son, my youngest, picks one out every single year. And we do a Campfire unit throughout the school year. We do them a little bit differently. I'll explain that later. But if you're unfamiliar with Campfire, let me introduce you to them very quickly. There is a how-to guide on their website. I highly recommend starting there. There's a how-to little tab at the top of their website, and they do a whole video review breakdown of how to use their units. So these are actual curriculum units. These are not like your traditional type of curriculum, which is why we like it. These units have one main theme, so it's paleontology, and then it pulls in all different kinds of subjects. So there's going to be math in here, there's going to be science in here, there's going to be geology, there's going to be Bible, there is history. I mean, every single subject under the sun you could think of and more, they have pulled into this. And then they give you an extension book called the Core. And your Core Connection book has more activities on top of it to pull in more subjects, especially for those older kids who might be in high school and need the credit. They will break down for you every single credit that this qualifies for on their website. So each unit will have different values and things like that. Highly recommend you go and you check those out on the individual pages and see the breakdown of everything. And they will tell you even what subjects they cover for each unit. And each unit is going to be different because they have different themes. So it's not complicated at all. They hold your hand and walk you through the whole thing in this book. And when you purchase and you start reading through the whole thing and you watch the how-to guide, it's very simple. Now, these were created by a homeschool dad for other homeschool dads, but anybody can teach these, but we love to involve my husband because he likes to be involved in the school stuff, and it's really dad-friendly. It's not frilly at all. These are very dad-friendly type of materials. I love that about them. These are all Christian materials. However, paleontology can be taught by either secular families or Christian families. Secular families would just want to omit the faith talks that are inside of the book. This book is not a study of dinosaurs. This book is a study of paleontology. So know that up front. This is not like a dinosaur study book. So I want to make that very clear before we start getting into this book. So when you purchase a lot of the different Campfire units, they will have different levels because they're going to have different language in there depending on the audience they're talking to, and that's going to depend on the age of your child. So each one of them will have 3 different stages. The early learners for the young elementary group, they're going to have the growing for the middle group, and then they're going to have the advanced learner, which is going to be your high school and college adult. And this one, because it's for my middle schooler, he's going to be in 8th grade, we printed out the growing one. Now you're going to get a file when you purchase, and everything's going to be within that file, and you can go in there and just print out the one that you want. The core connections are for everybody, and you're going to just tailor them to the age of your child. So I have gone through most of this book. It took me a while. There are, in this growing book, I want you to understand how large this is. There's 12 different lessons in here, but the lessons are not short lessons. The first lesson without the core connection book was almost 25 pages. There are in this book 229 pages. Now, yes, I did print it out, but I have one of these handy dandy Epson printers. If you want to know the printer I have, I will leave it linked down below. So it's really, really good on ink. I mean, I don't think we've ever had to refill the ink yet. Like, we've had it for a year and I've printed out several of these. So I do print these out. I do know some people go ahead and have like a company print them out. I don't need that because I have one of these really good printers, so I don't have to worry about it. It took me maybe like a half hour, 45 minutes tops. Yeah, and I just do like a back and front print, and then I have a spiral binder and I just went ahead and I do the spiral bind. But we have put them in 3-ring binders before if you don't have a spiral binder. So I went through this whole book. This was a large book. There are so many beautiful pictures in here. I love the artwork. That's honestly one of my favorite things about Campfire is the artwork. They do such a good job of getting wonderful pieces of art and different pictures, like educational pictures to put in here. They do a wonderful job of that. So one of my favorite things about the paleontology unit is your kids are going to practice being a paleontologist. And one of those things that they're going to be doing is making their own field guide. And one of the things that they're going to be doing with this field guide is they're going to be aging their own paper. Now they give you a whole links page and they give you a link that shows you how to do this. So one of the things I'm going to be doing to prepare for this over the summer is we're going to, before we even start this unit in the fall, we are going to age our paper for our field guide. I want to get our field guide totally put together before we even start this unit because I feel like it would be a lot easier on us if it was already done. So I am going to make sure that our field guide is put together, and that is going to be so much fun. So it's like a notebook because a lot of the Campfire units have the kids use a notebook and they teach them in several different units how to actually keep notes. Zoology does that. So we already learned how to make a notebooking page for them. It is so neat. Like, I feel like a lot of homeschoolers don't get to have that experience of learning how to take notes. The only 2 curriculums I've ever seen that teaches kids how to take notes, and I'm sure that there's others out there, but these are the only 2 that we have personally used, is IEW and Campfire. And I was so surprised, like pleasantly surprised, that Campfire actually teaches kids how to take notes. So instead of the traditional spiral notebook that they have in a lot of the units, in paleontology, they're doing something much more fun and they're having them make their own field guide and showing them how to actually age paper and make a really cool field guide. So that's going to be one of the things that I do to prepare for this unit. Another thing I'm going to be doing is collecting chicken bones because we're going to be doing stuff with bones throughout this entire unit. And I'm going to be getting some of the books on the book list. So another thing that Campfire does is they give you a list when you purchase any of their units, and it's going to have like a book list, it's going to have like a link list, it's going to have all different kinds of like external things that they're going to guide you with in this book. So it might say, go to the links page in here and click on such and such link, and it will take you to a video, or it might take you to a different website that is going to be safe. Don't worry, like everything is vetted and safe for your kids, but it's going to take you through those things and give you like external things to do, kind of like extension activities to do throughout your book. So with this book, because we're talking about dinosaurs, a lot of people get hung up on age of the earth type things. Now, Campfire takes the position of creationists, but that is not an issue in this book. They're not really talking about the age of the earth the way that this book is written. So I do want to be upfront with that. And they do explain that more on the actual page where you purchase paleontology. So I highly suggest going in there and actually reading that page before you purchase. They're very upfront about different things in there. God's word is ultimately the truth in all of Campfire's curriculums. However, this one, they're trying to show both sides of evolution and creation too, and they're trying to teach critical thinking skills And this way too, secular parents can also teach this if they, have a different viewpoint, or Christians who don't believe in young earth might be able to teach this too without any problem. The age of the earth is not really a stickler in this because of the way that they have written this book. So I did want to explain that too, because that's always one of the first things I ask is, what is the worldview? Everything in here has been fantastic with them. They're very true to scripture with everything that they write. Now, their lessons are written in living book format, so it's almost like you're buying a living book. So it's almost like this is an actual book that they're going to be reading, and it's like each lesson is its own chapter, and they're reading it like a Charlotte Mason living book. So all of that is written that way, and it keeps the kids more engaged and learning more, and I feel like it's such a brilliant way to write these lessons. So since this is a living book format and this is through the eyes of a paleontologist, you are actually reading about a paleontologist, and it's a living book about him going through his daily life digging for fossils. So this is a really, really fun unit to do with your kids. So one of my favorite things that they have in this book is the dinosaur mummy explanation. They have a really cool picture of this. I think it's on page 100 in like lesson 6. They have some of the coolest things to show your kids about dinosaurs and fossils inside of this book that they wouldn't find in a normal like dinosaur book. This is paleontology, so it goes into more of that realm of the actual bones and fossils and the skeleton. So that was really fascinating for me to read about. I love teaching these Campfire Curriculum units because of that. I always learn something so neat every time I open this book. So some of the things you're going to be learning in here are surprising and so much fun. You're going to be reading and learning about dinosaur tracks, their skeletons. You're going to do dinosaur classification. You're going to learn about their scales and armor. You're going to do blood typing and how to go out with their own field notebook and practice being a paleontologist themselves through their hands-on activities. So they have not just bookwork in here, there's actual hands-on activities where they're going to practice being a paleontologist, and it's going to show them and teach them how to do that. So the field guide is essential. You need to make your own field guide. Does it have to be like really cool aged paper? No, but like we like to be extra and we have to do the things. So we're going to be doing those activities, and it will guide you through all kinds of different activities. They are very hands-on with so many of their things, and that's why I feel like they do so well with their curriculums, is because they teach through not just books but hands-on learning. So I want to go through lesson 1 just a little bit for you so you can understand some of the things that they have in their lessons, so you can see like what you're going to be doing in just one lesson. And remember, there's 12 of them within this book. So lesson 1 has us getting an introduction to dinosaurs and figuring out the age of trees in 3 different uncommon ways. So it depends on the age, but you're going to have 3 different options for different ages. You're going to do a dinosaur bone dig, which is why I'm going to be making sure that I collect different bones and things like that. You're going to be creating your field guide in lesson 1, and you're going to even calculate the weight of dinosaurs, which is a university level activity, and I want to see if maybe my oldest wants to get involved in that. And then just when you think there can't be more, there is. Then you have your core connections. And the subjects covered in just lesson 1 are science, Bible, critical thinking, history with social studies, geography, and language arts. And we're talking about just lesson 1. Like, this is so much. These are jam-packed lessons, and you have 12 of them throughout this entire book. So you're getting a really good deal. You get one book, but you get so many different connections. Now, some people use Campfire as their main curriculum, as like the spiral of their curriculum. The way that we use them is like an elective. So we actually drag these out for months, and you know, that's just how we personally use them. I feel like you can, because you're the parent, you know, you can use them however you want. So for us, this might last 3 months. We could be doing this all the way through Christmas time if we want. And, you know, a lot of times we do like to move slower through them. So like I'll set a timer for like 20 or 30 minutes and we'll just work on a lesson and then we'll shut it down for the day and pick up the next day. So don't feel like you have to be like super rigid with it. You can do them however you want. That's just how we personally do it. I know a lot of people though, they use this as their main curriculum, and I think that they have like a group on Facebook where you could join and you can see how other parents use that as their core curriculum. And then they have like, you know, the other subjects that they add in as needed. But, you know, these, I feel like that would be so much fun to do that as like a core. And you can really see like when you start going through it, how it can be used as a core. So like they really leave that open for parents to use however they want. I feel like this is such a great way to learn about so many different vocations and learn so many different things while learning about the same subject. And I love how they do that. They do such a fantastic job. So thank you, Campfire Curriculum, for sending this to us. We are going to have so much fun this year. I'm already like super excited and I kind of want to use it now, but I can't. But we're going to be preparing over the summer to use this, and I can't wait to start making our field journal. I can tell you already, my kid is going to have such a ball with this. So be on the lookout next year for pictures of this curriculum, because I can guarantee you there's going to be some really fun pictures that come out of this book here. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy homeschooling.